Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Thursday the 24th of December.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Ivan Magwene.
And me, Yvette Shimbusho.
Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And as usual, we start with Yvette. What do you have for us in business?
So much is going on. A lot.
All right.
Yes. We have everything from mining to telecommunication companies. And yeah, and I'll tell you more about that.
Sherry, lifestyle.
Lifestyle, I have something rather hilarious. So I'll just let me not even say anything. Leave it there. I'll leave it there.
All right. I want to know what's taking place and making headlines in sports.
Well, the year is ending, and of course, it was a responsibility for the coach of Rwanda national team, Rwanda football national team, John McKinsley, to give out the message of the fans and his players, and of course all the Rwandans, because there's Chan coming up next year. So he gave out a message of the Christmas, the New Year, and how his players and fans should behave. I'll tell you more in details.
Wow, Christmas fever around the corner, even in sports.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to hear that. Well, all that and more still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. Like many countries in Africa, children in Rwanda are facing various child rights violations and abuses, both in rich and poor families. Children coming from vulnerable families especially are obliged to engage in different forms of work, including the worst forms of work and exploitation. Children Voices Today and Save the Children Rwanda, under the project Books Can Open a Door, organized trainings for some of the children that were domestic workers. The Rise and Shine team was there to bring you the graduation of these students. Let's take a look back. Children's Voice Today, a local organization that was established by young people to promote the rights of the children, encouraging and supporting children's own initiative in partnership with Save the Children, has been implementing a pilot project on domestic work in the district of Nyarugenje in the sectors of Nyamirambo and Nyakabanda. The project aims at protecting children serving as domestic workers from harmful work, exploitation and abuse. The project focuses on the prevention mechanisms, case management, family and school reintegration, responding to cases of abuse and providing life skills and vocational training opportunities. According to Children's Voice Today, like many countries in Africa, children in Rwanda are facing various child rights violations and abuses, both in rich and poor families. Children coming from vulnerable families especially are obliged to engage in different forms of work, including the worst forms of work and exploitation, to survive. Flora Kaitesi, a graduate from the training, said she had learned her rights as a child and she was also going to use the acquired skills to improve her standards of living.
nkamenya nyine iby'akazi ko mu rugo ndangije mpura kubera twayaga mu itsinda dufite muri quartier iyo duhura n'abantu batuzana kwiga muri CVT ariko nyuma yaho ndangirije kwiga hari itandukaniro rya mbere ntari najyayo.
Hanyuma rero wavuze.
Some of the parents that agreed to let go of their house help say that all employers using children under the age of 18 should treat them like their own and they should enroll them in technical schools or schools to get an education they deserve. At the graduation ceremony, over 48 students were rewarded for certificates for their completion of their courses in hairdressing and cookery services. Speaking at the event, Niyuguha Ivan, program manager at Children's Voice Today, say that all people should put in consideration the rights of children and strive hard to end violation of the children's right. He also pointed out that this was a pilot phase of the project and there was wish to take the project to other parts of the country.
Can Open Close the Doors is a project which was initiated by Children's Voice today in collaboration with Save the Children. We called it Books Can Open Close Doors, in that we do provide different books for children, interesting books for children to read in their groups, and these books are talking about the rights of the children. They are pictorial, they are storytelling, and children in their groups, they read and understand. Then they go back to tell their peer children and also tell their parents about what they have read concerning their rights.
As a result of this project, 48 children domestic workers employers have committed themselves to send their children workers to attend CVT children's grassroots groups. Ivan Magwene, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Some kids graduated,
Yeah.
and you were there.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this whole program and the whole event.
Well, apparently, the way the whole idea came into existence was the fact that, of course, we have a lot of very young children that are used by different people in their homes as domestic workers. And some of these children are below the age of 18. So legally, that's actually not allowed to, it's violation of children's rights. So, so this whole idea came in because of those high numbers. And first of all, it's a pilot phase. So the main target was the sectors of Nyakabanda and Nyamirambo. So that's where they got some of these children.
How many?
41 students, yes. And then after that, they were able to bring them in for 4 months and train them in skills of like hairdressing and cookery services. So at the end, on this same graduation, most of these children could do both things or could do either things.
How many graduated?
41 of them.
All of them?
Yes, all of them graduated. And well, when I asked one of the employees at Save the Children, he was saying the whole idea is that even, the way they worked even is not that they went to houses and said, you know what, we want to take out the children. It's because even the parents, or I mean the employers that had the children in their homes were able also to take the first step and leave these children to go and attend these trainings. And now, if you see the feedback from some of these parents, they're like, well, I think as a parent, I should also be able not only to take care of my own children, but also feel responsible for every child in the society. So I feel like this is a great initiative. I feel this is a great step taken by these children. Definitely. And I feel like the skills they have gained today are going to take them to another level in life.
Yes, definitely. And I like how the employers, within those homes, were able to take that step.
Yes.
Some of them just want to keep them because, of course, they get to pay them less, and then they get to work them tirelessly.
Of course.
But it's good that we have some good people out there.
Yes, and of course, the other thing also that, kind of made me feel so happy is that one of the graduates actually told me something. She told me that she now feels like a human being, especially she feels like a student. The mere fact that she has for once been called a student, it's a very happy moment. She used to be referred to different names, house girl, or she mentioned them in Kinyarwanda, all these nicknames that people have for them in Kinyarwanda. And she, it's a name that feels like, she felt like dehumanized to another category. So for her to feel like she's a student again, that was a very good experience, and she feels like, I'm so happy to be named a student, and especially I'm so happy to be a graduate now. So yeah, wow. I think this is a very great initiative, and it's high time that people that are using children in their homes start, making sure that they take these children to school. Don't use somebody who is under the age of 18. So definitely make sure that they go out and get their education, because they deserve the right like any other child.
Yes, definitely. And thank you to Save the Children. What was the other organization?
The other organization was Voices of Children Today, so that was the organization that funded.
Congratulations to them, because they're doing a great job.
So it's a very great initiative, and I think since it was a pilot phase, I think plans to see if they could expand it to any other parts of the country, but specifically now it started off from Nyakabanda and Nyamirambo. But hopefully we're going to see the same projects coming up. And I think this is it's a discussion that we can even take on to challenge those parents that are still using these children, at least. So also take a step. Some of these parents or some of these employers have the capacity, to send somebody to school, to technical schools, or to get a skill, or, to help out a child. So I think this is a very great initiative.
Yes, thank you for bringing us that story.
You're welcome. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda Business News. Up next with our very own Yvette Shumbu Show.
The things that make you look outside the window and sigh. The ones that make your dreamy eyes look up to the sky and smile. Forget the miles between and smile at the sky. Like it held something precious that belonged to you. Like this little secret that makes you hold everything you love. Let your passion guide you. You can be sure you will touch the sky.
Business stories making headlines today. Inadequate power supply and unscheduled load shedding have been some of the main challenges that manufacturers faced this year, with many saying that it had cost them dearly in terms of plant breakouts and repairs. Though the Infrastructure Minister James Musoni ordered the energy utilities in August to increase the number of hours for uninterrupted electricity supply to 9, up from the present 6 hours, the challenge still persists as industrialists in the Kigali Special Economic Zone were last month complaining about the power cuts. Mining companies in the region are either cutting their exploration budgets or quitting some fields, citing unfavorable conditions. The company said that increasing risks in the mining sector have increased cost of operation, which eats into their profits. For instance, African Queen Mines Limited of Canada has quit exploring for gold in western Kenya, citing unfavorable market conditions. African Queen's chief executive, Erin, said that the firm will dump the Odudu project for the Yellow Jacket Gold project in British Columbia. Unease is growing among some 2,000 vendors at Kimirongo Market, with the latest group that will be affected by the ongoing evacuations as Kigali redevelops its markets. There are more than 100,000 market traders in 520 markets countrywide. However, those in the city are more affected by this evacuation, which disrupt their livelihoods. When moved, the Kimirongo traders will be the second largest group to be evacuated after another 3,000 were relocated from Nyabugogo to Biryogo in 2014. These evacuations are meant to pave the way for redevelopments of markets as the government moves to implement the Market Infrastructure Development Plan. You're now up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news coming in just a minute with Moses Wirikunzira.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I am Moses Virukunzira. Starting with local football, Amavubi coach calls for more focus ahead of crucial 2016. The national football team coach, John McKinstry, has urged his players to be more focused in the new year, which he described as vital year for Amavubi Stars. His New Year's message to players, coaching staff, and the team's administrative unit is to be focused like never before. McKinstry said 2015 was quite rough for the national team, especially after dropping 33 places in FIFA Coca-Cola monthly rankings. Rwanda was ranked 68 in January and is number 101 in the latest ranking released earlier this month. With Rwanda hosting the 4th championship of African nation CHAN next month, Amavubi are drawn in Group A with Ivory Coast, Morocco and Gabon. McKinstry assured that knockout stages is a possibility. He said Ivory Coast is arguably our biggest strength. They play energetic and attacking football, same as Gabon, but the former is more dangerous. Morocco and us, Amavubi, have a quite similar type of play. Our boys have to be psychologically strong and, of course, physically understanding. Now into athletics. IWF Nick Davis steps down pending Russia 2013 investigation. IWF Deputy General Secretary Nick Davis has stepped aside on Tuesday while an investigation takes place over a plan delay naming Russian drug cheats. In an email to Papa Masata Diak, a former IWF marketing consultant before the 2013 World Championship in Moscow, Davis wrote about the need to discuss Russian cyclotrons in cupboard with an anti-doping team. The Englishman said to the son of Lemine Diak, the former president of athletics ruling body, that we need to be smart about releasing names. In a statement released on Tuesday, Davis said, I have decided to step aside until such time as the ethic board is able to review the matter properly and decided if I am responsible for any breach of IWF Code of Ethics. What has become apparently is that I have become the story. And finally, onto the Barclays Premier League. Jose Mourinho has not agreed Manchester United deal, said his agent George Mendes on Tuesday, but he did not deny talks have been held. Super agent George Mendes has denied that his client Jose Mourinho has struck a deal with Manchester United, but will not rule out Old Trafford talks for the former Chelsea boss. United manager Louis van Gaal is under severe pressure after going over a month without a win, and Mourinho is the bookmakers' favorite to replace him. Reports has claimed a deal had already been struck, but Mendes says there is yet to be an official approach to the Portuguese coach about succeeding Louis van Gaal.
And of course, Moses, again, it's Mourinho's drama. But before we go on to the Mourinho's drama, we first of all come back and bring back the game home. You know, McKinstry says, Merry Christmas, but with another message. 2016 is the year of work for our national team.
Absolutely.
And it's very important that he gets to prepare the team as early as possible.
For sure.
Do you think right now is the time that all has been said and all needs to be done to see that Rwanda makes it to CHAN in successful colors?
Well, it has been a debate because for sure what is happening in Rwanda, when you see this from preparation to the team itself technically, you know, the pitches administration are doing their job because the pitches are getting ready, as we recently heard from the president of Ferwafa and the president of Roko.
So the Huye Stadium is ready?
Yeah, Huye Stadium is ready, Nyamirambo Stadium is ready, Amahoro Stadium is ready, and the Rubavu Stadium is also getting underway. At the end of this year, everything will be sorted out. But technically the teams, the way, because it's the team which is going to play, it's Amavubi which will be on the pitch playing. The team has been in a residential camp, or not a residential camp. They were in training, and the championship has already stopped, so it's going to resume again after CHAN in February. So technically the team, we are still doubting that is the team ready after Sekafa, and now they are being prepared, the preparation. We are still lacking the killer instinct from the strikers. But again, as we can see from the coach is urging all the players to be physically ready and technically understanding.
Moses, now let me stop you there. This is a team that has dropped very many positions on the FIFA ranks. 33 positions.
In 1 year.
68th to 101. Those are very many positions.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, they're hosting the CHAN. Mind you, they're in a deadly group with Ivory Coast,
Morocco,
and Gabon. These are teams that are doing very well on the continent.
As he mentioned.
Yes. So, to any extent, does the coach convince Rwandans that we have a position to stand come 2016 in CHAN?
Personally, I will not discourage any Rwandan who is watching who is a Rwandan.
But truth be told, we need to talk about the truth.
Truth be told, I don't see McKinstry as the coach which was supposed to be coaching the Rwanda national team, because he doesn't have that much experience as a coach. Like when you see Latome Djukovic, the coach who took Rwanda in 2004 in Cannes, when you see some of the coaches that has been Rwanda national team coaches, he's very young, he's about 33 years and doesn't have that background experience. And when you see that has been the reason why, because when he came as a coach of Rwanda, we were 68. But later on, now we are 33 places behind. So now it means that he played a part for Rwanda to drop.
Of course.
Well, sometimes he explains that because, you know, we lack some qualities in our players, but he's the coach. He has to do that. Because when he came, we were there. Then what were we doing?
What went wrong?
What went wrong? So that's a question. Probably we'll have him in the studio before the CHAN starts, so that he explained to all the Rwandans.
You need to bring him down in the studio. But of course, now chap moving on, of course, to the Premier League is the Mourinho saga. But this time, good news for Man U fans. Bad news also, I don't know about that. But do you think the deal is on the table? Might we see a transfer of Mourinho coming to Old Trafford finally for the season?
This is likely to happen, because when you see the managers go around, when you see more papers are linking you to a certain club, and the fact that Mourinho himself said, I am not tired, I don't need a sabbatical leave. And he said, I'm going to stay in London, I'm going to stay in England, and I'm ready to coach again as soon as possible. And the possibilities of Manchester United sacking the coach, because when you see, like yesterday, Tuesday, there were talks on in Manchester United dressing room from Kalik to the captain Wayne Rooney, telling Van Gaal that the tactics you are using on the pitch and the way you are rotating the team does not favor us. And the way you are not attacking, you need to attack so that we can get goals. And the fact that the coach himself is not allowing goals to come is debatable. And there is a revolt in Manchester United dressing room. And this is going to happen. And if it happens, Mourinho is the right manager to turn things around, because though he failed in Chelsea, he didn't fail actually in Chelsea. It was also a problem of players because of some results. And when results are not coming, again, you have to be questioned.
Moses, we have to stop the talk from here. But trust me, we have to analyze this more. But I think at the end of the day, the downfall of Mourinho could be the downfall of Van Gaal. He's a threat at this time for Van Gaal's position in Man U.
And to wrap it up is Mourinho has always dreamed to coach Manchester United. And this could be a perfect moment for him to show Abramovich, Premier League, and Chelsea fans that he still is the special one.
The great one.
And the great one.
Not
and
the
most successful one.
All right.
The sacked one.
There you had it from Moses, the analysis, the debate. So I can't wait to hear more about the Premier League. So local and international news coming up next in just a few minutes.
The things that make you look outside the window and sigh. The ones that make your dreamy eyes look up to the sky and smile. Forget the miles between and smile at the sky. Like it held something precious that belonged to you. Like this little secret that makes you hold everything you love. Let your passion guide you. You can be sure you will touch the sky.
Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
The government needs to chart a new development plan named Vision 2050 that would deliver the country to more economic growth and self-reliance in the future. The idea is one of the 13 resolutions that were drawn from the 13th edition of the National Dialogue Council, Umushyikirano, which was concluded in Kigali. At the end of the dialogue, President Paul Kagame, who chaired it, promised that the country's leaders will do more to sustain achievements made in different sectors and improve on areas that are considered still lagging behind.
A 60-year-old Yuhe resident has been recognized for saving lives during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Laurien Nezimana, the chairman of Association Modeste and Innocent, a Hué-based organization advocating for unity of Rwandans, was recognized at an event organized by the people he saved. The function took place at Notre-Dame de la Province de Karubanda, a Hué-based school where most of the people he saved were students at that time.
And in regional news, Nigeria's president has announced plans to raise spending by 20% next year by borrowing heavily amid falling oil prices. In his first budget since his election victory in March, Muhammad Buhari said he would spend $31 billion in 2016 on infrastructure and the economy. However, Nigeria has been hard hit by the falling price of oil. The country's budget deficit is expected to double to 2.2 trillion naira next year, and Buhari said the government would seek funding overseas of 900 billion naira as well as 984 billion naira domestically.
And in international news, an Amnesty International report says that at least 200 civilians have been killed in Russian airstrikes in Syria. It says it researched remotely more than 25 Russian attacks in 5 areas between 30th September and 29th November. Moscow has repeatedly denied causing civilian deaths, describing such claims as part of information warfare.
Of course, and finally we are coming to another segment.
Yes, our best.
Best segment. I doubt about that.
I think it is.
It is our best.
You know it.
But for our viewers, it makes it more, you know. And I can't wait to have Sherry on the couch to talk about everything. So we take a look at what's happening in lifestyle and what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics, with, of course, Sherry Owase. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back. It's now time for your lifestyle update with me, Sherry Uwase. Actually, it's movie review today. And this week, of course, we had already talked about the movie that's booming all around the cinemas and even in Century Cinema, Star Wars 7, The Force Awakens. That pretty much we were so excited about, so we made sure we talked about it on Monday's show. But for those of you who missed it, let's check it out again.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it? Yes. Even you have never faced such a test. And it's time.
All teams, give it everything you got!
You don't know what I've seen. We all need to run.
We must face them. Fight them.
And also, Alvin and the Chipmunks is showing, for those of you who love animations with a blend of real humans or even musicals. It really is a good watch. Also, take a look.
This Christmas, nothing brings a family together like a road trip.
Are we there yet?
Alvin?
Are we there yet?
Alvin?
Are we there yet?
Alvin!
On December 18th,
Come on, girls. Let's roll. Bye, see adorable.
they're putting the funk
This is my Giselle.
in monk.
Nailed it. Boys.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, a road trip.
Thank you, my people.
Rated PG.
Now, let's bring it here in studio. How many of you guys have watched Alvin and the Chipmunks, the previous movies?
Watched.
You have?
Watched.
It is. It's an amazing one. Let's
Even
go
the
with
ones for the females. You know, the female chipmunks. I forgot their names.
I watch
but I've
even
watched
all
them.
the versions in music. All the you know, they normally do the music versions of Chipmunks. For example, they do Jason Derulo, or they.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes,
what
but I
is
have watched it.
Okay.
I like Alvin. He's the most disturbing but the most entertaining guy. And very clever. He always has something to do, no matter what is the circumstances. And he makes sure that you laugh. Whether you like him or you hate him, but you laugh. And, you know, there was a moment at the boat, you know, he went on to tell all the children that they need to be happy. And then children took kind of something like a gun, but in a plastic that they filled water in it. Then they split the water to all their parents. And then he brought like a bottle full of oil, and then he split it around on the floor in the boat. And then when David came to look at Alvin, then he fell on that. He slept on that on the floor, and then all the children spoiled water on the parents, and then all parents was like, "We have to be happy." Then it was a beautiful moment, and you know.
Moses knows the details.
From scene
And
to
when they
scene.
lost in the forest, you know, it was.
Please stop there. Don't narrate the whole movie. Just
We might
listen
just be here.
Yeah, we might just be here for the rest of the day. So, but as you can see, it's a very nice one to watch, and I would recommend it for everybody back at home. Now, also another movie that we'll be showing is Point Break. Take a look first.
You've been undercover 3 months. Don't forget what side you're on.
These guys think they're crusaders with a worthy cause.
We give more than we take.
They find that you're FBI, they will kill you.
Bounty, stop!
People see what they want to see.
We're all gonna die. The only question is how.
Point Break.
Now, a little bit you need to know about the movie is that it is about a training, somebody training for an FBI job, and he is a young recruit, John Utah, who suspects that only extreme athletes could pull off these heists. Utilizing his special skills, Utah infiltrates the gang of thieves after befriending their charismatic leader, Bodhi. As John experiences the rush of the lifestyle, his superiors fear that his loyalties are being tested. So it really is a nice watch. So let me tell you, some of the actors include Luke Bracey, who is the main actor. Others are like Teresa Palmer, Edgar Ramirez, and many others. But now, here's the interesting thing about going to watch this season. I mean, watching at the Century Cinema, that is. And so from Monday, for this season, Monday specials for the festive season, all movies will be going for 2,500 francs only. So make sure you come and watch the movie of the year, and which is actually Star Wars, and also these others, Point Break, and also Alvin and the Chipmunks. And of course, you'll be sure to enjoy a 5D experience of a lifetime. So make your way there and be sure to get this. So do not go away. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, and it's that hot topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team, we have been up and about gathering everything that you need to know about what's happening here and abroad. From the debates that you have in your local cafe, we've got it all for you right here and right now. Now, for our hot topic today, I got you something rather hilarious. Here's a very short video clip that shows you the kind of things that photographers go through to sustain their careers. And I am being sarcastic there, but trust me, I guarantee you that you love it just as much as I did, or even better. Take a look.
Guys, looking at each other, looking at each other, looking at each other. Right, right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Holding hands, walking towards me, walking this way.
You guys, have you seen that video?
So absolutely.
Have you seen what photographers go through? I mean, amazing, yeah?
Takes
they have to, you know, do all those, what do they call them, back summons? They have to entertain, yes, Yvette. What do you think about the video?
First of all, I was wondering, what is he doing? Is he a photographer or is he a gymnast? As in, what is happening? But it was very funny, especially when he jumps over the limb, then he does this.
Yes, Ivan.
Oh, gosh.
It takes a lot to have a very good picture. Unfortunately, I waited to see one of the pictures he would have produced. But honestly, I think this shows you how much this guy loves his job. He's willing to do anything. I've seen other photographers go even in very dirty water to make sure that they take a very good picture. You know, by the end of the day, they're like so dirty, but they have the picture. So, I mean, this guy is hilarious. Yeah. He's just good at what he does.
Who is this?
To me, he reminds me a say that says, without energy, I mean, without passion, there's no energy. So he proved it. He's very passionate and he's very energetic and very acrobatic. So he seems to be very acrobatic. And the way he takes those pictures, I mean, as Ivan said, you know, I'm waiting to see those pictures out and like which angle were they? You know, did he really took the perfect, perfect picture? Because the way he was moving, I doubt whether he took properly. But it is really amazing.
He was exaggerating.
Funny enough, he doesn't need to focus. You know, we normally say, in photography, you need to do some focus. 1, 2, focus. For him, it's just so fast. Like, he just makes sure he moves with the moment. The moment never leaves before he leaves.
Yeah, and he'll roll over, or he'll do all those, whether they call front and back summers.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
Somersault.
Yeah, or somersault.
Ninja photographer.
Actually, yeah. He's a ninja photographer.
It seems like, if you saw a movie called Spider-Man, The way that guy was taking his own pictures, the Spider-Man, you know, it was like that guy. He was moving up and down, sideways. I mean, it was very amazing.
Yeah, Spider-Man was a photographer, right?
Yes. Yeah, he was a photographer also.
Yeah, he was.
Before he became Spider-Man.
Yeah, before he became for the spider
So we see where this gentleman got his inspiration.
Yeah, we actually do. Thank you for bringing that up.
Welcome.
Well, some people are just created to bring us all laughter that will crack you for decades. And we wrap it up right there. Tomorrow we come in handy with the Christmas special. You don't want to miss this. For now, do not go away. We'll be right back after the break.
The things that make you look outside the window and sigh. The ones that make your dreamy eyes look up to the sky and smile. Forget the miles between and smile at the sky. Like it held something precious that belonged to you. Like this little secret that makes you hold everything you love. Let your passion guide you. You can be sure you will touch the sky.
Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports we do. finally find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website, www.riseandshinerwanda.com. Well, that is all the time we have for you today. We'd love to hear your feedback, and do let us know if you have any ideas for the program. And make sure you do not miss tomorrow's Christmas special. You have been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Yvette Shumbusho.
And me, Ivan Magwene. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of this wonderful team, have a very good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.